Hi there, how are you doing? I just wanted to share something with you about the menopause, or indeed the perimenopause, which is the stage that I'm in at the moment. I've had a really tough week. It's ridiculous, really. I have found myself wearing my son's jeans. I went to the doctors with my slippers on. I got a speeding ticket. I've had horrendous brain fog, burst into tears on the phone with a colleague when I simply couldn't get my words out the way I would normally do. And I felt compelled to talk about it again because it's something we need to keep talking about. It's affecting so many people. And there have definitely been times this week when I've doubted what on earth I'm doing and whether I'm good enough to do the job that I'm doing whilst I'm suffering with some of the symptoms that I've been suffering with. And I know I'm not alone. I also saw Nicola Sturgeon, or reports of Nicola Sturgeon talking about this week as well, and saying that she was fearful of the menopause and the perimenopause because she worried that it was going to weaken her in some way, that she would be attacked in some way, that people would use it against her. And that made me very sad, actually, because it's really important that leaders open up about what they're experiencing and lead the way for everybody else. And what I'd like to say to Nicola Sturgeon and to any other woman out there that's going through this is I think we need to change our mindset about it. And it is tough. Imagine teaching a classroom full of kids while you're feeling like this and having some of the fatigue and the other symptoms that we're experiencing. Imagine trying to drive a cab and remember where all the different places are in London. Imagine trying to write an article where you've really got to focus and you're up against a deadline. Imagine being a secretary who's trying to focus on dictation and trying to, get as much done as possible to meet deadlines. And the list goes on. Factory workers, whoever we are, we're all experiencing this. It's not just an issue for leadership. And it goes on for years. Sometimes we have good days, sometimes we have bad days. This week's been particularly bad for me. I feel fine again now. So we just don't know where it is. But the most important thing we can do is talk about it. Stats tell us that very soon the biggest proportion of the current workforce will be women over the age of 45 who are women who are experiencing these kind of symptoms. We also know there's a double whammy of that population dropping out more of the workforce because of COVID, and also because they're finding it tough balancing everything else, all the other duties and things that they need to do both personally and professionally, while they are dealing with some of the menopause symptoms as well. What a flipping waste. Think about all of that talent, all of that energy, expertise, wisdom that we are losing from our businesses. Think about the wasted innovation, the wasted productivity, and just the years and years of training and experience that these women have developed, and we're losing it. That's not good enough. So we need to do something about it. But the other thing I want you to think about is the resilience and tenacity that these women are showing. Wouldn't you want somebody on your team who can battle all of this and still deliver for you? What a phenomenal asset. How can we use that even more? So for all of those other women out there that are worried about this, like Nicola Sturgeon, or are going through it, please don't be afraid. Please celebrate and be proud of the tenacity and resilience that you are showing to get through, and use it. Let's talk about it and let's educate everybody else. I did some talks a couple of years ago. There's a link in the post below to have a look at a webinar that I did with the amazing Pamela Ann Windle. And I'm also going to start on a series of talks again inside my business. If you work for a business that doesn't do that and you feel that you can't talk about it in the workplace, then please message me. Again, I've put some details below, and we'll find a way of including you in some of the things that we're doing as well, because it's really important that we all support each other through this. Have a great weekend.